We here. We in the building, baby.
Sissy looking
Yes.
all cute and beautiful and
So are
things. Look
so
at you,
so
girl.
are you and things. I'm just saying. I'm so excited to be here today. Look, I have so many doggone sound effects, right? That let me play this one. No, this right here. Let
She
me
been
see.
playing for
I hope
real, y'all.
thank you very much.
Oh,
Yeshua
yes.
is in the
Love is
building.
speaking.
It's
Love
exciting.
is speaking.
Woo! Yes. Talk about it. Like I feel like that's a real TV show. Wait, say that again because you know you're going in and out. I told you that sound.
Oh,
What'd you
okay.
say?
I'm gonna fix it next time.
Okay, because we need to hear all the tones, the ups, the downs, the all arounds. Now, what'd you
Look,
say?
can I
Repeat
do
it.
it now? I'm like, I'm just
You
all
can. You have to.
excited.
You have to turn the original sound for musicians on, so this we can hear everything.
Okay, I'm gonna do
Please,
it.
y'all already know I like to go up and down, all around, and every now and then I want to sing a little tune. So you have to
Yes.
hear it all. But listen, so God was like, I'm at the door. I'm knocking. Are y'all listening?
Ooh,
Love is speaking. Are we listening? Are we listening? Because this
wow.
is the listen broadcast. So he ringing doorbells. He banging on the door. And he's just kind of like, is anybody home? I think I even found a door. Hold on. Do I have one? Th-
and
th- th-
and it's there.
there we go. He's ding, ding. He rang your doorbell. Are you there? Are you going to answer the door? And I've been pressed with that. Like,
Wow.
are you going to answer the door? Are you going to answer the call?
Mm,
Are you going to stand firm? Are you going to open up your mouth? Are you going
mm.
to say something? Are you going to do something about it? Are you going to continue where you are? Do you really want change? Like, where are we going?
Jesus.
Why are you going there? What you really want to do, daughter?
Mm,
What you really trying to do, son?
mm.
And I'm like, ooh, like he's calling us to the carpet. It's time to be accountable and responsible.
Yeah.
Accountable and responsible. And in all of that, and I'm taking y'all way back, y'all. I'm taking y'all way back. You need to know we got past the barriers, but now we need to know what's your triggers.
Well,
Wait, do I got a gun? I had triggers too, y'all. Hold up, hold
you
up.
do. You
I
do.
no, I'm so serious.
You
I
do.
totally have.
Well,
Wait. I don't think y'all can hear it. Hold on.
oh my God. Oh my God.
It's like, what is it that fires you up?
Mm,
Both ways.
come
What
on.
triggers you and sends you into the wrong state to walk after the flesh?
Jesus.
And what triggers you to go hard for God?
Come
Because
on
he don't
now.
want us to be dead. We need to be on fire and we need to have salt. So he got to flame our fire. So some of us got to be triggered, meaning he got to pull the trigger and shoot you off and say, let's go. And then others of us are triggered
Yeah.
like I was earlier. Now check it.
Mm,
I didn't do nothing about it, right? I didn't react to the way I felt.
yeah.
But I want to talk about what I felt because the fact that that thing triggered me and I wanted with everything in me to respond. When I tell you, so we are your hosts. I'm Shared.
The Taki KT.
We in your face today, y'all. We in your face. We in your ear. This is the Love is Speaking broadcast. Listen. Listen, Linda. Listen. Listen. This lady, I had her straight away. She had a stop sign.
Yeah.
I didn't have a stop sign. So I kept going. She beeps, gets ready to turn, beeps, flips me the finger. And you see all this stuff going on in the car. And I looked over, I beat back. And I looked over at her while she was. And I was like. I didn't do that, y'all, but that's what happened in the spirit. I'm from New York, yo. I heard it in my spirit. I saw myself, y'all, back up. Get out the car and say, what though? What you want? You don't want none of this, ma'am. You don't even want none of this. You in there with it. You don't even know me. Stop rolling your head and putting out your fingers. You don't want none of this. You act like you really about that life. You not about that life. Do you need some help? Are you saying the same thing? Keep the same intensity when I get out this car. So yeah, all of that happened inside. I'm telling on myself. I didn't do none of that. But the extreme desire, it was probably one of the most extreme that I've had in a minute. Like I wanted deep down inside just to really? You don't even know me.
People bring it out, sissy.
It triggered me. And I had to ask myself, so I'm bringing it right on the carpet today. Why? Because why was I triggered? Mm-hmm. And what in the entire world, why did that response show up inside of me? Mm-hmm. And what was it that I was thinking or feeling internally for why I immediately inside went from 0 to 1,000?
Yeah.
What was it? You see what I'm saying? Was it what did those words mean to me? What did the head movement? What did that mean to me that caused me to feel the way I felt? Mm-hmm. So that's what we're talking about today. It's important to know what your triggers are, because once you realize a certain thing is triggering you, because you want to be able to identify that you have been triggered, then you need to get real curious as to the whole scenario. Wait a minute, why am I triggered? And then what was I triggered to do? Like all of that is important, because God is like, what you want to do? Do you really want to remain in these states, or do you want me to dig up? And since I live in the Garden City, I don't even know why the Lord got me in the Garden City. I said, you got me in the Garden City, so you really trying to get me to garden about this piece. Like, you really want me to get my little hoe and my little rake and all the little tools and start tending to the yard.
Come on.
Tending to the field.
Yep.
We got to do a little bit of digging.
Yep. Come on.
So, yeah.
Come on. Well, I mean, I get it. This is an area where I need the love. Because when you said it, because technically I got triggered by some stuff like the last couple of days. And I'm now thinking like, okay, because I said, listen, there is a part of me that needs to remain dead. Let's not resurrect her, that ghetto side, right? Because then that means I'm ready to cut up.
Uh-oh.
But why though?
But why though?
Why do, like, what part of me is seeking to come up and want to rage out? And if I see, for me, if I see, I can tell you what my trigger is. What the root of it is, I don't know. But I'll tell you what my trigger is. Disrespect.
Ooh.
Do not
Uh-oh.
disrespect me. And this is live and on camera. But what I'm saying though is, do not disrespect me. Do not treat me like I'm some punk where I'm not going to do nothing, because you're going to be surprised. And so just because I'm little don't mean nothing. And so I have to pull it back, as you said, and woosah, because
Before you start breaking some things, look.
I'm like this. Right. Right. And then if we have a stronger one, right? Put me in a rage room.
Yeah.
And I would just be,
Here we go.
I would just be cutting it up. Like,
Ooh. Just a whole brawl. Y'all
That
know I
means-
had way too much getting these sound effects, right?
maybe y'all should just go ahead and take me through deliverance.
No, seriously. It's a whole thing. And I believe, and this is why I say, like, we are being delivered all the day long, real talk, on a regular basis, necessary. We are, because sanctification is a process of cleansing, of holiness, of being set apart. And I believe, and he sets us apart to cleanse.
Yeah.
It's like he sets us into the white room to really get in good, all the stains. Because when you put you in the white room, you can see how much blemishes is really there.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that we really achieve this place of, that's it. I've done no more blemishes. I'm good. No more cleaning. No more cleaning needed. He doesn't need to deliver anymore. I'm delivered completely, 100% fully. Well, then go to glory. That's to be fully delivered is to go to glory. I no longer serve a purpose here, because my purpose here is to get ready and to be prepared, which means that God is constantly preparing me, using me to prepare others, using you to prepare me.
Come on.
So that we are prepared for the place that he is preparing for me. Now, when he returns, it's supposed to be finding me without spot and blemish, which means that he has done a finished work. He who began the work, faithful to finish the work, the whole spiel.
Yes.
Right? So I believe that God is working, which is really not him working. It's really me surrendering to the work that he did, choosing to receive all that he wrote in DNA for me, and accepting his will for my life.
Yeah.
From faith to faith, from glory to glory. Like I'm going through this thing in stages that I can endure, because if he did it all at one time, I'd combust. It's too much.
Yeah.
So he's gotta, in stages, he gets me there, brings down our pride, and just is so patient and extremely kind, extremely kind
Yeah. Yeah.
to the wicked.
Well,
Because I knew that my thought process was stinky. I did. And I just, and the crazy part about it is, what's the most disturbing is the thirst for the the thirst for the dysfunction was what disturbed me the most, was the thirst that I had to
meet you or match you, as you
I
said.
want to match your energy.
Yeah. That's good.
It's the fact that desire to match the energy was there, and it was, it was prevalent internally, that I know God saw. The lady didn't get to see it. The people on the outside didn't get to see it. And nobody on the broadcast would know it if I didn't open up my mouth and say what transpired, because nobody else was in the car with me and no one else was in my head and in my heart. But the heart is deceptive.
Come on.
So we need to, the one that knows it is allowing us to be triggered so that it can be uncovered and exposed. Let that stuff be exposed today. Look, I put love is speaking to our triggers today. T-U-H, today. Today. Okay? Today. Ready, set, go.
Ma'am, bring it on.
Because it ain't cute.
It's not.
And
And
I wrote,
it's crazy because sometimes as we become thirsty, we weren't thirsty before. So what happened in past days that we didn't deal with that caused something to arise? Right?
Yeah.
Or what place are we in that the enemy said, let me go ahead and try and tap this nerve? And then that thirst, as you said, that taste for whatever it is that's trying to enter starts causing the mind to think, to say, ooh, remember I was talking about the will coming into agreement with the thought or the emotions, the desires or the appetite, and is racing to go?
Yeah.
That might have been my issue, because I wasn't discerning. I was going to say I wasn't operating in self-control, which is still a thing, but I wasn't using my discernment of the Holy Spirit, because technically I could have shut that down, and I didn't.
And but see, the beauty is knowing, being able to define and knowing what's showing up is key. Because then if you don't recognize, you can't deal with something you don't recognize.
Right.
You know, and if it's not something that you've been able to define, then you're not going to recognize it because you don't really know what it is you're looking at. So check this. I have some notes written down from like yesterday.
Come on.
Because I ain't know where I was going with any of this, but I'm just figured, let's just pull it on up and like use it for discussion. But I had triggers defined as these are situations, locations, words, and people that remind us of past pain or current heartache. Locations, situations, words, people that remind you of a past pain or a current heartache. All right. So if you look at what is happening and you're being triggered, you now recognize you're being triggered because this situation or these words or the people is reminding you of something painful.
Yeah.
Whether it's something painful in the past or whether it's something current that is hurting your heart, this thing, this situation, this person, this place is bringing it to the forefront of your mind, and it's emotionally hurting you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the question is, so what's hurting? When the lady was going off and she was of another culture, not sure that matters. I'm not sure. I really don't know, but I'm just going to pull all the things that showed up in me.
Okay.
It's possible that I, in that moment, felt as though I was inferior. Or maybe I felt that she thought she was superior to me. And as a result, it was as if I was in my mind thinking, well, she feels like she can say and do whatever she wants and there's no consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's the painful piece for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I have had people say and do stuff and they never receive consequences. And instead of them realizing the error of their way or how hurtful what they said or did was to me, they just continued on and did it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
They did not consider how I felt. They didn't even assess the situation properly.
Mm-hmm.
They just reacted. They didn't give me an opportunity to defend myself. They didn't give me an opportunity to explain the scenario. They didn't give me an opportunity to have a say-so. They just reacted impulsively, erratically at my demise. And when I think back to that, that hurts because now I'm looking at the scenario. Ma'am, you have a stop sign and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not required to stop. If you would assess the situation and pay attention, then you would notice that you're supposed to stop and yield to me. And I have the right to go.
Yeah.
You getting angry and mad at me. I didn't have a stop sign. Why are you flipping me off, rolling your head, cussing me out, beeping and doing all of this foolishness? You didn't even proper assess. So you're wrongfully pissed off at me.
Yeah.
And I think when I really think about this, that's what bothered me. Why do people constantly get pissed off at me? What did I do to you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the right. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything to deserve you going off and yelling and screaming. I have not disrespected you. I haven't treated you out of order. Why are you being rude, nasty, and disrespectful to me, pissed off at a situation that you haven't properly assessed?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my pain.
Mm-hmm.
That I have yet to deal with because, or maybe I really didn't assess it the way I'm assessing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking back and I'm trying to correlate what past scenario or situation can I pinpoint this to for why this scenario upset me internally and made me want to go off. It made me want to step up and defend myself. It made me want to match the energy and say, look, okay, first of all, you're dead wrong. Second of all, you need to stop being so daggone disrespectful. I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a kid, you get abused by people.
Yeah.
And you didn't have the strength to fight back. And I guess that's another piece of it. It's like, oh, I gotta fight back now, boo. I'm not the little kid anymore that's afraid and running. I'm not gonna run. I used to run. I was a fast runner. And I used to run. Cause it never it's not a one-on-one. Yo, they want to jump me. How you gonna, so you don't even want to shoot the one. I gotta turn around. I gotta see the whole crowd. All y'all. No, I'm not about to win this. So I'll run and y'all can't catch me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would run. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, you a coward. So I'm thinking too, if I don't say something back. So because I never said something back to me, I got this concept in my head, not to me, never said anything back to the individual, that I allowed them to do said things. I feel like, well, I'm the coward.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's another lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have turned the other cheek. That's actually not cowardice.
Yeah.
That's actually noble and honorable.
Mm-hmm.
It's the enemy that would say that that's cowardice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm seeing the different things. Like these are certain things I'm pointing out. I'm like, ooh, that's one. Ooh, that's another one. Ooh, these are some experiences.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trigger.
It's a whole trigger. But the process to be able to identify within self becomes a lot easier as we purposefully and consciously decide to do an introspection.
Definitely.
and it's not so hard. Now,
No.
mind you, I didn't say that we were going to respond properly all the time. All I said was the more we become mature, we are able to identify. Uh-oh, I'm going down a slippery slope. Then the question becomes, but do I want to stop myself? Now, see, for me, that's it. That's it right there.
Do I want to stop myself?
Do I want to stop myself? Because then that means there's something in me, because you said it earlier. Hey, I should be able to pull this back. But that's just me.
No, you know what that made me
being
think about?
transparent.
No, that's
You like that?
I do. It made me think about, and this is the enemy talking, because God, with God, every mission is possible. But it made me think about Mission Impossible. Like, no, can't do that, right? And you know I got a sound effect for it, right?
Yes.
Look. It feels like a Mission Impossible, cause you like, nah, I'm about to blow, and I don't want to stop myself. I want you to get this. I think you need. I think you need. You just need a little bit, just a tad bit, cause then you're gonna get some act right in you. I'm gonna get you some act right, but you know why you're not gonna give them the act right? Because you cannot effectively achieve demonstrating the love of God or the Spirit of God or anything with fear tactics. So the fact that I want to scare you, the fact that I want to show you something that's going to jolt you, is not going to achieve the results that I actually want to achieve. Right. It's not. They're not going to actually, I think I'm going to do right by Cher now. No, if anything, what they might do is, now they're going to match me back, and we just going to keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's just going to get uglier and uglier. We throwing fuel to a fire. It is not going to put it out.
Yeah.
By you being rude and disrespectful to someone being rude and disrespectful, that's not the way to help them not be rude and disrespectful. I want you to stop cussing me, so I'm going to cuss you out because you cussed me to get you to stop cussing me.
It's because we're trying to teach people a lesson.
Yeah, and they don't learn nothing.
Let's be honest. And
there's no lesson being learned here for real. Think about it. What's the lesson?
Ignorance.
And so what is God saying?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. What you want to do about this? Like, what we doing? Mm-hmm. No, what we doing for real? I don't got time to play with you with this. We got big fish to fry.
Yep.
And you over here. No, let's deal with this right now. Let's not let this linger and fester. It's a weed in your garden.
Yep.
Pull the weed up.
Come on.
It's time to tend to your garden. No more can we keep having excuses. And then you wondering why the beautiful flowers is suffocating. Why all the beautiful fruit that's growing on your beautiful tree, nobody can enjoy the fruit of God in your life because your sour, nasty, rotten apples that you let remain there and all of the tear that is suffocating the good fruit. So no one's going to be able to see the beauty of what God is doing in my life for my nastiness. It just completely cancels out. It's like saying all these wonderful things and after saying but. Mm-hmm. But just canceled everything out. Mm-hmm. 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 So it's like, okay, let's just, we have to learn from it. It's not okay. It's not working.
Yeah.
We need to get it from the root. Now, this time, I managed to escape without some unseemly behavior.
Praise God.
But, which just canceled that out, what was taking place internally was equally as destructive to me, to my health, to my thought process, and how I see. If my mind, he said, think on these whatsoever is just pure lovely report. I'm thinking on backing up, going back, turning around. I saw myself get out the car. I'm like, really? You did? You had a whole scenario. I played a whole movie. I literally played a whole movie, reenacted the thing and everything. I saw myself in it. I was writing the script. I was the producer, the director, and the whole plot. Plan. I even had the script, the written. I had the words. I had direction, lighting. I even had positioning in front of the car so she couldn't move. Like, you gonna see me today. And I just had to say, it said, no, baby, you, yeah, we gonna talk about some triggers today. You, that is not okay. Ding dong. What the heck is going on here? What's wrong with your thinking? Stinking thinking. If anybody would have saw the thoughts on the last thing they would thought was I was a godly woman. It was horrible. It's just, and then I could see it's like laughable at the same time because it's like, really, you're a piece of work. You're a piece of work.
We all are. At least you're not by yourself, Sissy.
At least I really am glad I'm not by myself. I'm glad I'm not by myself, but I'm glad I'm with people that don't want to stay here. You know, I'm also glad that I'm with somebody who ain't about to sit here and rejoice with me in this space.
No.
And we just gonna kumbaya ourselves straight to a fiery pit. I'm also glad that I have an encouragement that's gonna say, okay, so we can't stay here. So what are we gonna do about this? You know, I'm not surrounded around anybody that's wallowing in their pity of their dysfunction. Yeah. We call it out. We see it. It stinks. We call it what it is. We ain't trying to put perfume on boo-boo.
Come on. You know what just came to mind was Peter when he cut the soldier's ear off. But it was something that Yeshua said. He said, you use the sword, you die by it.
Die by the sword.
So we have to consciously, talking to myself, we have to consciously make a decision not to cut somebody off. And that same principle can be used, just saying, that same principle can be used toward anything. The pain of the heart, whether it is past or current, can produce damage to anything or anyone with anything left unchecked and not under control. It can manifest itself in any form. Because somebody might say, okay, well, you all are talking about anger right now and lashing out, quite frankly.
Right.
But that's not my situation. Okay, well, the principle still stays the same. I don't have to experience something to identify with you that there is a hurt or a pain. If I deal with the root isn't going to be the action, but it's going to be how we got here.
Right. I put, girl, because while you're talking, when you said that it could be different, it made me think about we all are different personalities. So how we react and how we respond to things will be different in different scenarios. So I put defining personality under this, and it said personality is a dynamic and organized set of characteristics possessed by an individual that uniquely influences, now hear this, these characteristics that uniquely influences their environment, their cognition, their emotions, their motivations, and behaviors in various situations.
Say that one more again, please.
Got you. Personality
Yes.
is a dynamic and organized set of characteristics possessed by an individual that uniquely influences their environment, their cognition, their emotions, their motivations, and behaviors in various situations.
Okay, can we go back to something? Because you
Yes.
said they're set. What was the word before that?
An organized, so it's dynamic and organized set of characteristics.
Okay. Organized set of characteristics. I'm sorry. Organized set of characteristics. I don't know. That, to me, that's sticking out. So
Yes.
why you got to be organized though?
And dynamic.
And dynamic. Right. So you're explosive.
So
That's just me.
that's
just
us. No,
Nataki.
seriously. Yes.
But like you have an explosive
Organized set of
set
characteristics.
of characteristics. I don't know. Maybe I just need to sit with that for a minute.
No.
Explosive, organized set of characteristics. I don't. That's just Nataki KT. It just may be something for me, but that's kind of deep.
Well, listen, because dynamic has a couple of that's one position. Dynamic has a couple of other. So dynamic as an adjective is also of a process or system characterized by constant change, activity, or progress.
Okay.
So the fact that it's dynamic, if it was static, it stays still, it don't move. If
Yeah.
it's dynamic, it changes. So notice, a personality is dynamic. It changes. Okay? It is not constant. It is not stable. It's dynamic, meaning it changes. It has constant change, constant progress, and much activity. Okay, so look at this when we're thinking about personalities.
Yes.
That means that so our personality is subject to change depending on what we're influenced by as well. Do you think?
I'm in total agreement. My brain is just firing off. That's all. Keep going.
So dynamic is also of a person positive in attitude and full of energy and new ideas.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then, okay, those are the two. Those are two adjectives. Energetic. Positive in attitude, full of energy, or characterized by constant change, activity, or progress. Now, so that's defining personality. And these organized set of characteristics. Dynamic and organized set. It's an organized set of characteristics. Our personality is dynamic and it has organized sets of characteristics. And those things uniquely influence our environment. They uniquely influence our emotions. They uniquely influence our motivations and our behaviors. So we want to have a personality characterized by Yeshua. That's the aim.
Mm-hmm.
However, we realize that we don't, right? We all have these different unique personalities that are compiled up of all types of stuff. that influence how we think, our emotions, and our behaviors. That is so. I mean, I don't know when the last time you might have done this. I don't even know if I've ever done this, or I might have done different activities in the past or different stuff where someone asks you, give me your personality traits. Like, what's your personality traits? Who are you? And if you was able to write down the type of personality you have, the type of personality traits you have, I think that is some good inner work that we as a people should do. Just kind of sitting with yourself. And what kind of personality do I have? Like, if I got these set, organized characteristics, what are they? What are my set of organized characteristics? Because if I identify those, then that explains a lot. That might bring a little bit of clarity to how my emotions are being displayed in certain behaviors that I have.
But I think what we also need to take into consideration is how these personality traits were developed.
This is about to blow you up. Hold that thought.
Come on.
The word personality originates from the Latin persona, which means mask.
Well.
Oh boy.
Well.
Oh boy, that's a whole loaded. I don't even know what to do with that.
Ooh. That there.
Ooh. Mask.
So what's written? How was it developed? And how was it cultivated? You gotta cultivate, y'all. You gotta cultivate your personality traits.
Right.
I'm sorry. There are things you gonna work on, and all depending on where our head and our heart is, the environment and the situations that we're in, they shape and they form. And we are going to either and this is a word that is coming up, and I mean no disrespect when I say it, but I need to use this terminology. We can have a dissociative personality form. There will be other sides of us. That personality will begin to form and shape and become based upon, let's say, if we're in a negative environment, because we're going to develop personalities that are going to protect. We're going to develop personalities that are going to fight. So where are we here? What is it that we're putting on? The mask. That's associated with dissociative personality.
I just had an image of, remember when we used to do the paper mache? Does anybody remember that? And you would take the paper mache and you would put it on your face or on something to mold, to create an image that would have an imprint. It's like that's what I was seeing with this mask. Our masks are formed by what we have attached it to and shaped and molded it. The shaping and molding, that whatever we have attached it ourselves to, we're being shaped and molded like. Therefore creates the mask that we wear, which is our persona, girl, which is our persona and our personality. Which again, the Lord said he created us and made us in the image, the mask, persona of himself. So what have we attached ourselves to? What did we cling to? There are concepts, ideas, rituals, cultures, all these things we have clung to, and we've shaped and molded ourselves after. That's how we came up with a lot of these personality traits that really we have to discern whether they are belong to us or not. Some of these things maybe we picked up along the way that shouldn't be.
I know that to be true. I know that to be true. When you start thinking about, we can go back in time with Islam. The Nation of Islam is what honestly came to mind. And I'm going back to the Malcolm X movie that was portrayed. And as I see some brothers who would look at Malcolm X, or they would look at the order of how the Nation of Islam men handled themselves, the level of order, the level of respect, and just all type of different things I'm pulling out of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The ones on the outside who did not have these things. There was one young brother that said, I want that. Well, why do you want it though? When you looked at it, what made you say you wanted to identify with what it is that you saw?
That's good. What is it that made us want to identify with what it is that we saw?
Correct.
Because that is the basis behind why we shaped and molded ourselves after that thing.
Correct.
We attached ourselves to that.
Correct.
Because there was something we saw within what we were looking at that we admired, desired, saw, felt we needed, or whatever the case may be. That's good. And that really comes down to, what do we feel like we're lacking? What are we missing?
Come on.
What are we missing? What's the void? Oh.
Because you said it, what are we connecting ourselves to? Why? And we have to think about it. And being shaped and molded into his image and his likeness goes right back to what you quoted earlier in Philippians 4 verse 8. That needs to be noted. Think on these things. So these are the organized set of characteristics that should be developed and implemented.
Whatsoever is just, pure, lovely.
Keep going, girl. Because you got
praiseworthy, has virtue.
Yep.
So check this out. I have another note here that says, following the mask, because we have a false belief of who we are, our true self gets buried beneath the layers of false perception.
Come on.
Some of these behaviors are so habitual that we do not even notice the pain behind them. For example, overeating, compulsive buying, biting our nails, undue concern about our appearance, obsessive religious rituals, and even much of the good things we may do in our Christian service can be a part of these. Very much so. You can find yourself overcompensating, meaning you have to show up for everybody.
No, I don't.
You don't want to say no. You have to find yourself involved. You don't want people to feel left out or rejected. So you will excessively avail yourself to any and every act, every event, any individual. You're looking for, impulsively, literally looking for a way to fulfill this in the lives of other people. And it's all considered these good things to be doing as this good Christian you're behaving. But the question is it God? Is the center and motivation in him that he be glorified? What is the motivation? What is the center? What is the cause of these behaviors and habits? However, if we are willing to slow things down and examine what we are doing and why we are doing it, we may discover that some of our behavior is a symptom of the lies we believe being triggered. Symptom of the lies we believe being triggered.
Come on.
I know for a fact that's the case. It's a whole bunch of stuff I don't do anymore. When I sat and I was really still and allowed the Lord to minister to me,
Yeah.
and show me a lot of internal trauma, things that I have never faced, never dealt with, just kind of was like, whatever, I'll be all right. God will deal with that. I ain't got time to be looking at this. This is everybody going through something. Everybody done went through that. Everybody done, so whatever. Next, move on. And that was the way I lived. Like, okay, all right, I did it. I went through it. Okay, it hurt. Yes, all right, you too. So what? Big deal. Who cares? That was always my mindset. Get over it. Next. You're wasting time. Don't nobody got time to sit here and sulk over foolishness. We can't do nothing about it. It happened. Move on. Right? I did that with everything. And not dealing with those things caused it to just, you pile into the rug. The rug was at the top of the ceiling. It was no more room to put anything else. And that's around it. And I called you reckless. I'm going to explode. So say, how you feeling? I wanted to go off with the question of how you feeling. That's not something to make you go off. That's someone who's just concerned. Oh, I'm so sorry you've gone through this. Oh, I'm sorry you lost your mom. I want to punch people in their face. That's not the response. You can't punch a person in the face because they'll be looking at you like, well, what the heck just happened?
Right.
I felt completely unhinged. Like I'm going to choke somebody out. Just let me just stay in an obscure place. Keep me away from everybody. Because I can't take it. I am in no place to have a conversation with anyone that's wholesome and actually show them God. I literally am afraid of myself and my response, which is not a response, it's a reaction, and I don't have control. So I need to just go somewhere until I can get some control.
Yeah.
Cuz this is not okay. I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Finally dealing with these things, realizing I'm really hurt. This devastated me. And I didn't, and God, you care about this? This was devastating. My time matters? Really?
Man.
So now in retrospect, when I can stop, my personality can no longer be hidden under all of the impulsive things that I was doing because I was really being triggered. It was triggered. I was being triggered. And it caused certain behaviors as a result of those triggers. That's the persona I begin to develop. That's what it seemed was supposed to be. This is what everyone wants. This must be what God expects me to be. So I'm going to fill out this role as best I can. Meanwhile, you really just being triggered, and these behaviors are as a result of those triggers.
Yeah.
When you stop and you're really getting some healing in them areas, you will find that some of those stuff that were those reactions and impulses and behaviors, you're not doing them no more.
Yeah.
The behaviors have ceased.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm doing something, it's truly not a concept as unto the Lord, but a trigger. No, it's as unto the Lord. If I don't feel, if I'm going to be annoyed, frustrated, or upset, or distraught behind a reaction or a response, then yeah, well, let's not do that because it's wrongly motivated.
You said something that's triggering me to go to a post that I shared. And because you said feelings,
Mm-hmm.
and it brought me back to Proverbs 25:28. I shared a post that said it was necessary to do so because many are ruled by their feelings, and we are living in a deceived state,
Ooh.
which has
Proverbs what?
blinded us from the truth. So I said, my heart's desire is that we will experience the miracle of blind eyes open.
Open.
So Proverbs chapter 25,
25. Okay.
verse 8 says, like a city that is broken down and without walls,
Mm.
leaving it unprotected, is a man who has no self control over his spirit and sets himself up for trouble. That's the amplified version. So we have to train our brain because this picture is between a lion and a Roman soldier.
Oh, I saw that.
Yes. So the sibling of a group that I'm a part of put in here, you have to train your mind to be stronger than your feelings, or
Mm-hmm.
else you will lose yourself.
Ooh. My God. This is so important, y'all, because most of the time when you have lost yourself, you don't even realize that you lost yourself.
No.
You have assumed this identity for so long that it has just become your existence.
Yep. Yep. And it's not even who you are.
And it's not even who you are.
I was having an awesome conversation with someone, and they were being transparent because they came to an awareness of the choices that they made because of the path that they chose to walk shaped them into the person that they said, I don't like. And they didn't realize how they got there.
Mm. Yeah,
And
that's.
it all started from how they felt. And they were seeking to receive something, to fill the void, to have self validation and affirmation.
Ouch.
And as a result of that, they followed down a path that God did not have planned for them and ended up becoming into an entirely different person.
Mm. Dear
So
God.
we have these feelings we have to deal with so we don't lose ourselves.
Yeah.
And that will probably help us from not being triggered because the trigger is trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and trauma has a voice.
It
And I
does.
really need people to understand that your trauma has a voice, and it will speak to you and lie to you and make it seem like it is protecting you. First of
Mm-hmm.
all, if it's trauma,
It
trauma
ain't.
can't protect
It
you.
can't protect. I was just gonna say, trauma can't protect anybody.
No, but
It's
it
pain.
literally has a voice. It's a deceiver. It's a liar.
Check this out. I got this note. Our bad behavior is a dead giveaway of lie-based thinking. However, it is just as important that we ask ourselves why we do the good things that we do.
That's true. That is very true.
Our spiritual performance may be an attempt to solve our emotional pain problem.
But why is a spiritual performance though? I'm sorry. Keep
Spiritual performance.
mm-mm.
And okay, so here's the thing. In protecting the word performance, okay, let's just take it from its meaning, right?
Yeah.
I know we think of performance in the sense of an act, right? Something that is just being put on that's not necessarily real. But there are also performance and to perform a thing, to perform a miracle.
Yeah.
It also means the actual doing of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that respect, spiritual performance meaning the things that we're doing in our spiritual doing, let's just say,
Yeah.
or our spiritual things that we have accomplished that are spiritual, those deeds, those things. I was looking at it let's look at it from that standpoint.
Yeah.
Right? Those things that we're performing out here, okay, they may be an attempt to solve an emotional pain problem. In other words, you're performing a lot of things. You're getting a lot of stuff done. But why? What's the driving force of those things that you're doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Doing good things is not always motivated by the truth. I'm reading. I must have
like
wrote
that.
this down because of the work that God was doing to me. I promise you, this must have been as a result of my introspect, okay, of what the Lord was showing me. Because I just was a human doing. She'll do it. Like, give it to Mikey, he'll eat it. Give it to Sharon, she'll do it. I always would say, I have no problem serving. I can serve. Put me in a building, give me a ministry, tell me what to do, and I'll do it. That's simple. Easy. No problem. No. The Lord said, oh, no, I'm going to have your pastor just up and leave. You can't. So he's going to just shut the whole doors. Shut the doors and move down south. Now, where you going? Because you're trying to go in the building. You're trying to go somewhere and sit down and just do, right? And I want you to trust. Because if you trust and lean on me, then you do as I do. You move as I move, which is a different movement. It's not just a religious activity. It's not just doing because you're fulfilling your emotional pain with things. You're out here committing to things to do for a people because of your emotional pain. You are trying to please everybody. You're trying to make everybody happy. You're trying to, you don't want to, instead of you dealing with abandonment and rejection issues, you out here not rejecting nobody, won't walk away from nobody. Some people need to be let go and walked away from. Others need to be completely rejected and told no. And you over here, yes, okay, all right, yeah, no problem, okay. Sacrificing every possible living thing that many of them look you dead in the face and say, well, if it was me, I wouldn't have done none of that. And you just be like, what a slap in the face. I needed to be slapped in the face. Who the heck told you to do all that? Right. You to do something for somebody and they said, but I never asked you. Oh. You know what? Whew, that was a hard pill to swallow. While I swallow my pride. And that big old pill and knot in my throat, that was a truth that was hard to swallow. But baby, thank you for gut punching me with that one. You right. You didn't ask for it. Lesson learned. Won't do that one again. Now we're
way though.
Oh no.
I mean, I get it. I'm just saying.
You know what? Some stuff needed to be just like that because this nugget, hard head over here, didn't get the subtle message. See, this nugget is so hard and stiff that God needed to, like he needed that thing to be as hard as my head is for me to truly understand. Oh, wait, it got my, see, that gets my attention. The little subtle stuff, it would have just went right over my head. Oh, okay, that's cute. That was like, oh, my, okay. Wow. Gut check. It discerned the motive of the heart. Woo, baby. I thank God for the heart. I see, I'm glad that God didn't surround me with the, the foo-foo and the hoochie coochie, squishy, soft, little squishy, like, because I'm not built, I was built to be a rock. Yeah. So it took a rock. It takes rocks to sharpen a rock.
But I got it though. You know you.
Yeah.
Which is a benefit.
Well, I learned me through the process. Because I didn't know that I needed that like that until after the fact.
But I'm saying that because for an individual who doesn't know, they'll get offended.
Oh.
And that will put them in a difficult space where it can turn out not to be what you grew into of saying, shoot, I did know that.
Right. Yeah. And that
ended up helping me.
No, for sure. There are, everybody doesn't need to be dealt with that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm grateful. It's to the glory of God.
Yes. Yes.
That I was able to take this manure, gut checks and all of that, to grow and become who he wanted me to become. Yeah. That's the love and the grace of God. It for sure wasn't the words or the individuals, anything. They ain't no credit to them. It's the credit goes to God. I'm grateful that he used those words and those individuals the way he did because of the aftermath, because of the glory that was revealed in the end. Now, during the process, I ain't had that for you. I was upset, hurt, broken. Oh, like, dang, okay. But it's the truth. Who asked you?
Right.
Did I ask you? Ain't nobody asked you to do that. Nobody did ask me to do that. I caused myself volunteering and trying to help and all this other stuff. My intentions within my heart and in my mind thought it was all well and good.
Yeah.
I was not aware of the emotional pain I had going on. I never addressed it. I didn't realize it. It was not cognizant behavior. It was unconscious. So, okay, I can be put on display so that the many others that may have this challenge or be in this place or should find themselves there, I am here to help some others go through this process. Now, they may still have to go through it the same way I did, and I'm not here to stop you from going through it. I'm just here to clap you on. I'm encourage you and say, you can be all right. Yeah. Long suffering, baby. Long suffering. Stay the course. Stay the course. I know it hurt. I know. I've been there. You just bite on the pillow. Hold on to Jesus. It says, people are often serving in order to be noticed, loved, appreciated, affirmed, included, and not rejected. Y'all, it's a thing. And not to beat up on anybody who's here, because this is not, God ain't trying to beat you up any more than you already been beat up for the reason why you find yourself in this place in the first place. But God wants to let you know, like, I didn't save you for service.
Right.
I didn't. So let me pull you back. And it doesn't mean you won't serve. So we can't be immature to think that we won't serve. It's just that our servitude will be from the abundance of the relationship with God, not from the servant mentality, from the daughter-son mentality, meaning this is my house. I'm going to keep it in order because it's my house. It's my dad's house. It's my house. I should take care of it. This is the earth and the Lord it belongs to the Lord, the fullness thereof. We should take care of it. Why? Because we are heirs. Not because it is a duty in that sense. It's because it is a responsibility that we welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a different posture than the one who is the work for hire.
Yeah.
We're not the work for hire. And so final note, when the good things that we do are a vain attempt to solve our lie-based pain problem, then they cease to be spiritual.
That's yeah. That's a yep. Mm-hmm.
Do I got a bomb? Where's my bombs? I just just oh my God. There it is. Never-ending bomb. And then you can just laugh at yourself.
I ain't gonna be no good with these sound effects. I'm gonna end up out of the conversation. Oh, Jesus help. But that's some good stuff. I think next week,
Yes.
let's talk about this from a leader perspective
Oh, yes.
and what our role should be
Okay.
when we have those who come into our midst,
Mm-hmm.
in our midst that are
Yes.
triggered.
Yes.
Because some of the things that you were saying, I wasn't so much triggered in my life like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on the opposite end where I had to learn how to control my tongue and gain wisdom in how to properly speak.
I was just going to say, I'd like us to talk about dealing with those that come that do have this challenge and the proper way or the more wise, appropriate way for leaders to handle.
Yes.
So that we do not mishandle. Because the truth is, it's because of the grace of God that I'm sitting here.
Come on.
Because I was mishandled by the mouths of some.
Yeah.
And to their defense,
yeah,
they did not know. They were not aware of the damage that their tongue was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's almost like two kids, the puppy, when my little puppy and then my daughter, they back and forth to each other, and the one, they don't even know. They both ignorant of what they doing, and they both, Malachi, Grace, Tay's all in his face, but they're two young little babies, and they needed to be properly monitored so that they can both know how to be in each other's presence without hurting one another. So I believe that I was left to the devices. Myself and others were left, and we weren't properly managed by the overseers, by the elders. They weren't watching properly to notice, and they didn't know how to step in and properly navigate the emotions here so that we can be healed in a more effective way and not end up with all types of animosity and bitterness and anger and frustration that brewed up, that then we have to repent and get forgiven for. And then, it's a whole long process of extra healing and deliverance that's needed that could have been avoided if we had leadership that was focusing and paying attention to what's transpiring in their midst and stepping in, discerning that we need some help in some areas. Proper mediation would have solved a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. But that it also has to do with the leader understanding their personality as well. So I was that chick that was like, you gonna be all right, get over it.
Yeah.
Right? Tough it up.
Tough it up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was me. that was my personality trait.
Ooh.
You see that?
Yeah, I
That
see
was my
that.
personality
I
trait.
see.
But when I got with God and he
Mm-hmm.
started shaping me and molding me,
Mm-hmm.
I became softer in
Mm-hmm.
my approach in how to
Mm-hmm.
handle the situation. I learned how to talk to people. And it wasn't me trying to be mean.
Yeah.
It was to say, I need you to man up, deal with this thing, learn from it, and move on. But you can't do that all the time. And I think you said that earlier. We can't do that all the time. Or we can't say, they'll figure it out. I'm going to let them handle it. No, we need to step in and guide. That is our role. So, yeah, I want us to talk from that perspective
I'm
because
excited about that.
I
I'm
didn't have
definitely
problems
excited.
saying no.
Yeah.
I was that chick that didn't like human beings. So I had to start liking mankind.
This is what makes this such a great dynamic duet and duo, from conversational standpoint, from leadership, from all points, because it really is. There's more than one perspective here, and
Mhm,
there's more than one seat. And I'm
mhm.
grateful for that, because we represent multiple facets of this, and God
Mhm,
wants us to address it from all angles,
mhm,
and he wants us to see what's the most wise way to handle in all of the situations,
mhm.
what can be done that will be most effective.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful.
I'm
I'm
grateful
so
too.
grateful.
You have softened me up, by the way. I
I
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Look,
Thank
I
you, Lord.
appreciate those that kind of, toughened and balanced me out too, because you notice a lot, I'm her, but I'm a lot different.
Yes.
I'm way more mellowed, and not mellowed in the sense that the zeal's not there. It's just that my zeal has, it has, restraint, not even restraint. I just want to say it's just more focused. And my temperament has shifted in how I express,
Hmm.
and so there are people that God has placed in my life that just kind of balance me out, because I can be boom, 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 Peter, jump out,
Hmm.
but then there's the anchors that are like, hold on, we gonna steady this boat,
Hmm.
gonna steer, we're gonna sit it still, and so there's a balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for that. I really am.
Yeah.
All of the components, all of the people that God has used, I'm telling you, they were handpicked. God has handpicked those that he desired for me to become who he sees when he looks at me. He knows best. He knows best. At every stage of my life, he handpicked every single vessel. I personally believe that.
Yeah.
Nobody got to me by mistake or snuck in. No. God was very aware, full aware, and he knew what was needed in that moment, in that time.
Hmm.
And sometimes we fail to be grateful in the moment, but and I apologize to the Lord many times for not being grateful in the moment, but because I just didn't know, and it didn't
Right.
feel good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it always has been good for me. He has
Yeah.
never allowed anything to take place in my life that has not worked out for my good.
Yeah. Amen.
It
Yeah.
has all worked out for my good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it feel good all the time? No, it's
No.
not. And it won't. And it still won't. And it's not meant to. Nowhere in scripture did he ever say it was supposed to feel great and feel so good and hunky dory. No, there's a time for that.
Yeah.
But there's a time for some things to get what it really needs to get out of you. It's going to require a little bit of fire, a little bit of pressure, some
Mhm.
intense, You know, sometimes it takes us being at our lowest for us to really look up.
Yeah.
And listen, if that's what it's going to take, we want it to take whatever it's going to take. If we,
Come
for
on
those of
now.
us that really want to be and spend eternity with the Messiah and be in glory wherever that's going to be, listen, do whatever is necessary. Pull out all the stops. Don't hold back. Look, because I need to be there. So, I don't know I don't know how unruly or dysfunctional this heart is. And half the stuff you don't know is in there till it show up. And you're like, wait, what? Where'd that come from? How'd that get there?
Some of that stuff I want it to be avoided. Can we just catch it and nip it in the bud?
That would be nice. And I said that to him. And he was just like, yeah, so you still going to be corrected.
That's cool. I don't have a problem with being corrected. It's just some things I just don't want to just have to deal with. I enjoy correction. I didn't used to.
I've gotten to that place too, strangely enough. Yeah. I welcome it. I would say, I don't know if enjoy is exactly the word I'd use, but I would say I literally welcome and look for correction and corrected path. I do. I look for it. I not in an anticipating way, but I look for it because of what it produces. I look for it because of what it produces. And I absolutely welcome. You know, I throw myself right to the mercy of the courts. Like, listen, okay, put this out. Now, I ain't saying this the right way. If anything's off, let me know. Anybody? For real.
That's why I say I can enjoy it, because I will go. I will quick, fast, in a hurry, go to my leadership and say, hey, listen, you see anything? What? Lord, is there anything I need to deal with? Because I want to remain in a posture that will keep me in a position where I can serve properly. So I can even live my life the way that I am supposed to. I remember, and then I'm going to be quiet, when I could not stand, literally, my father, because he was the one that reprimanded me. I don't remember my mom doing it, but he would be the one that would reprimand me. And it seemed like it was often. And I'm like, dog, can we back up off this? I seem to always be getting my tail whooped. Like, what is happening right now? Like, it bothered me. But then as I grew up, I became thankful for all the times that he reprimanded me. Because then I understood to say, I understand now why you did what you did. Sometimes I absolutely needed it. Other times it was, I'm going to need you to understand what you should not do, because it is not going to be beneficial for you to go down this road. So as I have grown and I have walked with the Lord, again, like you said, it may not feel good.
No.
But I know that you love me. And even though I may not understand at the time why it had to go, the fact that you are correcting me, the fact that you are reprimanding me because you love me and you want to, at any cost, to keep me on the right path. Yeah, thank you. I can smile about that. It's when you keep your mouth shut and don't do anything.
Yeah, that's not worth smiling.
Then I'm not smiling.
Right.
I'm actually sad. Like,
sad.
What happened?
So I can get with you from that standpoint. I can
mean.
get with you from that standpoint. Okay, so I got you now. I can get you. So I'm in agreement with that. I can get with you from that standpoint. I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I see joy in it.
Yeah.
Meaning I can count it joy. I can count it all joy at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
There's joy in it, but it wasn't enjoying, because
Mm-hmm.
enjoyment for me normally means fun and and excited, and it don't be fun or exciting. It be okay, but I do count it all joy
Mm-hmm.
when I look at it at the end of the day, and I'm counting the cost, and I'm counting and I'm tallying up what it means and the totality of it all. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thankful, I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful, and I can count it joyous, because there's joy when I think about what God has done. There's joy when I think that's the joy, that's my strength. That's the joy that says, look at what you have done for me. This has worked out for me. So yes, yeah. When you say it in that way, and that's what you mean, then yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We got it together now. Cause I was like, enjoy. Oh no, I wasn't enjoying that. That
Oh
wasn't
no,
fun.
no, I'm not out
I
here in
wasn't
these
enjoying
streets
this. Like, yay, I'm about to get
purposely.
corrected.
Yeah,
Okay, daddy,
no,
whoop
no,
me. I'm running
no,
to
slick.
the happy
Absolutely
and
not.
cheesy and all. I enjoy this. Really? You enjoy? That's a little
No, I'm not
psychotic.
out in these streets purposely doing something stupid just so I can get
That
correct.
that's
Nah, slick. Ain't
That's
nobody
enjoyment
stupid.
when you doing stuff because you trying to get it again. No, I
N-
don't be thinking, I ain't trying
No.
to never ever. Like, if it got to come to this, but I'm like what you were saying earlier. Can we? Is there a way to avoid
Yeah.
being in this space? Like, if I could just could I just get it right, and we really don't have to go through this? Okay, like, I will bypass. Let that cup pass, please. And he like, now, I told y'all, so you can't even act like I didn't give you a whole template, because I did give you a whole commandment. Did that too. Provided you ways of escape. For sure did that. But you didn't listen. You still go left. I said go right. I put life and death before you. I said choose life. You chose death. So here we are. I have to bring you back. And you be like, well, when did I do that? When did I choose death? When you didn't feed the least of these. See, like, that's what they was like. Well, when did we see you and not feed you? Or you was hungry and we didn't give you something to eat, or you was without clothes and we ain't put clothes on your back. They was confused. Them disciples was like, we don't even know what you talk about. He said, well, how you have treated the least of these, you have treated me.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go down that path.
And you like, well, so yeah, y'all, we need to leaders, we need to, how we treating the least of these. Yeah, that part. Right. So that's why we're going to talk about this next week, from the
Yes.
leader perspective. Yes. Ataki KT, with the unction of the Holy Ghost and share, gonna get us all the way together. God gonna get us all the way together. He gonna use these lips of clay and these voice boxes, and we're going to get it all the way together, because we want to be together.
We
And
do.
love is speaking. And so we are listening. And it's a choice, y'all. It is a choice to listen. It's a choice. Any final words? Did anybody say anything? I
I
got, it
have
was
no
getting so
idea.
juicy that I just don't even know.
Listen,
Um,
I have no
I
idea.
apologize, y'all.
I thought you were on there
I
listening
was, and then I
or
was
not
going back and
listening,
forth.
watching.
I was, but then I was going back and forth, to other
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So yeah, I don't see anything.
Okay.
So, um, I think. Oh, oh, there's a whole lot of stuff. Oh, my bad.
Oh.
Oh, prophet, you said all type of stuff. Jesus. She said, oh, that's good. I welcome correction as well. Yes, it's a beautiful life. It is. Correction changes personality for the better. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, prophet. Baskerville is in the building. She's been in there having um all types of little nuggets. Trauma is a deceiver and a liar. Come on now. The trigger is trauma, and trauma has a voice. Yes, 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 yes. We are definitely, I hope you all get to come back next week. And
Yes.
I apologize for not seeing this earlier. But for
Me
all of you who have
too.
been watching this, definitely please go back and read. And for those of you that didn't get a chance to share, when you do tune in, if you're tuning in later, if you're now watching the replay, say how it's hitting you, and what the Lord is speaking to you as it relates to triggers and trauma. Yeah, trauma has a voice, and if we wouldn't be triggered if there wasn't trauma there. So, and God cares about us. He wants us to face our traumas. He
Yeah.
does, because he wants us to heal in those spaces. He wants to change the narrative. He wants to change the discussion that we're having, the self-talk in our head. He wants to replace that with a renewed mind. He wants us to be very cognizant of the way we're thinking. Think
Yeah.
about the way you think. He wants us to ask us why we do the things that we do. These are all very important questions. And, next week I do have some questions that I had put down there, so we can put that in the conversation. It's only 3 questions, but we can definitely add that in there, because it will help assist with the leadership perspective, and anyone else who might be actually triggered and going through trauma, which that's pretty much everyone. Like, literally, I believe everyone has some level of trauma, PTSD of some sort. We all have some sort of trauma that we have been hit with.
Yeah.
I don't care if you was a little kid and dropped your ice cream. That ice cream meant the world to you. And when that ice cream fell, my God, you thought the world was over, didn't you? Now you out here overprotective of
Oh,
your
your
ice
ice cream.
cream.
Shut up. Girl.
I love you. You see the kiss? What other sound effect did I miss? Oh!
Goodbye. You Chanel now. You ain't even sure you Chanel Rebecca. Goodbye.
I didn't know which one it was.
Oh my God.
I didn't know which one it was.
You are banned from the sounds for the rest of the day. No sounds for you, ma'am. You are cut off. Cut.
That was funny. Oh, I'm getting beat up now. Y'all, she beat me up. She beat me up, y'all. That's it. We love you. See you next Tuesday.